What is up? What is up? So last night I was at dinner with my good friend Simon Cordes. He is an incredible chef. He's trained at Noma, which was the #1 restaurant in the world. He's from Germany. Noma is in Denmark. He applied like 100 times in order to get to intern in that kitchen. He was there for 3 months, didn't get paid, didn't have any money, like had to figure it all out and learned so much. And he's just insanely good chef, and he has this pop-up restaurant in New York City, and the marketing could use some help. So I'm recording this for my friend, and I figured I would share it with you guys because there's going to be lessons here for any small business on how to make your marketing pop, how to make it much better. So that's what we're doing today, and it's so fun because I've been for the past probably like 6 weeks or so, I've been on a deep dive into marketing. I got into online marketing in 2008, and so I've been at the game for like 15 years. But there was a period of about 10 years where I kind of got fed up with it because there's so much lying and deception and BS in the industry, and I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And so kind of like a little bit like a kid with his toys, I was like, I'm going to take my toys and go home, and you guys are assholes, which I wouldn't recommend that approach, but it's what I did. And so here we are. And some years ago, I started to get back into that world a little bit again. But I was still, had so much resistance toward it. But about 6 weeks ago, something happened where I was like, oh God, I need to just master this. And since then I've gone on a super deep dive. And if there's something I'm very good at, it's to go in that super deep dive and then create this like big overarching framework. It's what I've done with my software, Simplero. It's like the one software to run your entire small business. And it's kind of what I'm doing with the marketing and the business building side of things now. And so I figured I would apply it, and it was fun to see last night how effectively it applies and transfers to something such a restaurant. Because I've been doing it for my own company, for SaaS, as well as for information and coaching, which is most of our clients, but it really applies to any small business. So let's dig in. The first thing that I want to touch on is what I've called the second hero's journey. So most of us, all of us, we go on this hero's journey. And if you're not familiar with the hero's journey, go look it up. But it's basically go look it up. I'm not going to dive into that right now. But the idea is you went on some journey in order to acquire this elixir, this gift that you have to offer other people. In my friend's case, Simon, like he went on this massive journey to become an incredible chef, right? And just an amazing chef. And so he has this elixir, this fountain of youth, if you will, this like gift that he has to offer other people. And now most people are like, look, I have this gift. It's amazing. Like, you should have it. You should want it. But the reality is that, and we want to, and I've been guilty of that for many years. We want to hire someone or find someone who can like market it for us. Like, hey, look, this thing is amazing. Can you figure out how to bring it to market? Because I just want to give my gift. Like, it's what I'm feel compelled to do. It's what I want to be doing. Sorry, I have the video of his website going on here. It's super distracting. There we go. Hiding that for me for a sec. So that's how most of us feel. That's how I felt for the longest time. But what we need to do, the problem with that is it can't happen. You can't, I'm not going to say it can never happen, but it's very rare to see it happen. Like I've tried to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to hide, if not more, trying to hire people to figure out the marketing for me so I could just focus on the software and the coaching and whatnot. Doesn't work that way. And I can see that now. I had to go on this journey for me of learning how to market the thing. It was very crucial that I did, because it's going to be part of the journey of every single one of our clients to go through that. So I need to model that and go through that first for them so I get that gift of elixir. But here's the thing. So you go on the first hero's journey, and then you need to go on the second hero's journey that teaches you how to bring your gift to people. And I do like this because the hero's journey is usually illustrated as a circle. Right? So you need to go on that second hero's journey where now you become a master of marketing the thing. And so the point of the hero's journey, all right, I'm going to go into it. It's like the point of the hero's journey is you start in ordinary world. Like, hey, things are just hunky dory. They're great. But then something happens that kind of breaks ordinary world. And it's also known as the monomyth. And it's kind of the model of every single story that's ever been told, every movie. Joseph Campbell came up with it because he was studying all the religions and all the myths of the world, and he realized they all shared this same narrative arc. It was all the same story arc. And so it starts in ordinary world, something breaks ordinary world, and then you have to leave ordinary world, but only after there's been the resistance to heed the call. I forget what the phrase is exactly, but actually, let me pull that up. How about that? Let me pull that up. So, hero's journey. Here we go. So this is the illustration from Wikipedia. I think that's as good as any. Actually, I found another one that was better. Hang on while I search here. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. And now I can do this. Here we go. And so this is the one from Wikipedia. The first one over here. This one seems pretty good too. There was one I found that was like more of a spiral, which I liked. But hey, Cult Adventure, Supernatural Aid, Threshold, Guardians. Where's the one where the refusal of the call? That's an important one. Oh, this is the spiral one. Yeah, refusal of the call. Let's go with this one, shall we? So let's go. So I'm going to open image in new tab. Here we go. Cult Adventure, refusal of the call. We all do this. We're like, oh no, I don't want to. Like, I'm comfortable here on the couch. I don't really want to get up, right? Then you meet a mentor who can help you. Then you cross the threshold. Then you have tests, allies, and enemies approaching the innermost cave. And then you have facing the shadow self. So the journey always becomes an inner journey and an outer journey, right? There's something that you conquer in the special world, but there's something that you overcome in yourself. Like, George Lucas famously studied the hero's journey, and then he went and created Star Wars. Is completely following this, and it was a massive success, right? Because it's innate in us, in our psychological wiring, that these stories work for us. This is how we've always historically, pre-writing, we've survived as a species by telling these stories, by that would alert us to the right way and the wrong way, right? That would bring the special knowledge, as they call it here. Many others call it the elixir, to other people. So anyways, we go face the shadow self, apotheosis, I forget what that means, ultimate boon, refusal of the return. So then we don't really want to go back, and then there's the road back home, and then you return with the special knowledge eventually, right? And then what my point here is, then there's a new adventure that we have to go on where we figure out how to take that special knowledge that we just acquired and actually bring it to the people who need it. And most of us refuse that call, right? We don't want to do it, but we got to do it. And so that is the journey for my friend Simon, to go on this hero's journey as well, on the second hero's journey. And it's the journey of almost all of us. So now let's get into the actual marketing of it. So one of the things that I've learned that has been so impactful for me is this notion of the red ocean, blue ocean. And to do this, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do my iPad, actually. Hang on, folks. 1 second. Here's my iPad. Here's my pencil. Now, is there a way to connect my iPad with this thing? I don't know that there is. What if I did? What if I did the Freeform app? would that work? I'm curious. All right, I'm totally figuring this out on the fly, guys. All right, let's open the iPad. So if I draw on freeform on my iPad, will that check this out. Let's see if this works. So I gotta change this to freeform. Here we go. And what if I draw on the iPad? Will this work in real time? So here's a circle. It's not exactly, oh, there we go. And there's a little bit of a delay there. All right, I'll have to figure out this technology for another time. I wonder if there's would be a way to do that. Anyway, or maybe use the iPad. All right, I'll figure that out. So here's the thing. So this is something that I learned recently from Steve Larsen, and he's just been absolutely incredible. It's just like blows my mind. I've been, like I said, I've been in the online marketing space for 15 years, and everybody's like, do market research and understand your customer and enter in the conversation in your prospect's mind. And I've read, Russell Brunson's books where he talks about red oceans and blue oceans and new opportunity and all that stuff. And it's never clicked. Like Steve Larsen is the guy who's made this stuff click for me in a way that I've never heard anywhere else before. I've heard about Blue Ocean Strategy in that book, and I've tried to read it like a number of times, and it's just boring as F, and I can't stand it. So Steve Larsen breaks it down, and here's the highlight reel. And then I highly encourage you to go buy his stuff, join his Capitalist Pig membership, and buy his offer launch program. I bought his offer launch, and as part of that, there is which is coming up in October. I'm looking forward to that. But as part of that was also a membership of his Capitalist Pig Club, and you get access to a bunch of old material that I've just been like consuming like crazy. It's so good. It's really, really good. So I highly recommend that. So here's what he teaches, right? So there's 3 core markets. There is health, there is wealth, and relationships. And you have to pick one of those lanes that you want to live in your marketing message. One of the examples he gives is Gillette's razors. In their marketing, they're all about relationships, right? When you use their razors, you're gonna get all of the ladies basically. So that's what their marketing says. So you have to pick one, and I think that for Chef Simon, it's got to be relationships, right? Like you're not going to get wealthy because of the dinner. It's not a health food thing. So I think we're going to pick relationships. And the point is that you can do multiple things with your product, but you can only do one thing with your marketing message. And so then we're looking at, under there is a bunch of submarkets. Here. And then I would say like one of the ones that he's in would be fine dining, right? So let's call that a sub market there. And then here's the thing, and what Simon is doing great is that he's saying he's from Germany. He's going to do elevated German cuisine as his thing because nobody's doing that, right? You have Italian, you have French, you have, I guess, Chinese or Japanese. You've got all these cuisines in fine dining, but nobody, even Danish, no one's actually done fine dining, German cuisine. So that's his thing. So, and this is brilliant because here's the way this works is that your submarket is a red ocean. So this is where the blue ocean, red ocean thing comes in. This is a red ocean, meaning it's bloody. There's a lot of competition here, right? People are competing for the same diners, and it's very bloody. And you're like, everybody's trying to get a chunk of that market and being better and like in some way. But what you want to do is you want to go blue, create a blue ocean by being different, notably different in some meaningful way. All right, my computer's saying that it's the disk is getting full. I'm gonna try to erase the trash and see if that helps. And then I'm gonna go to my Dropbox and just unload some files here. Let's see if there's something obvious. Yeah, that one. Offline only. All right. So see if that helps. All right. So the ocean gets really red from competition. You want to create a blue ocean. So let's create a blue ocean out here. And I'm going to make that blue. Here's the problem. When you want to find your customers, though, they already exist in a market. They exist in a market, meaning like before the internet, right? People would go to the strip mall. They would go to where the shops are, to Main Street, whatever. That's the market. That's the place where people come and go and they sell their wares. So you need to go where there are. Fine, sure. German fine dining. Right? That's the blue ocean. So you need to go to the market where people are, and you need to speak to them where they are, right? If you create something that's too blue, then people have no basis for it. They don't understand how to connect to it. So you need to relate it to something that they understand. If you think back at the iPhone launch originally, he said it's a phone, and it's a, what was the other thing? And it's a breakthrough communications device or something like that, right? So it's like he anchored in three things that people understood, and now we're putting it back together, right? So you need to anchor it into something that people know. And the other piece to understand is businesses. Business exists to solve problems. The only thing that you can ever do in a business is solve a problem. So every offer, every product solves a problem. That is why we buy. So even something as a fine dining dinner solves a problem. The problem might be, I need to impress my date. I need to impress my boss. I need to impress my friends, right? It's a way to elevate my status by being able to afford a fine dining experience, or being able to know about a secret fine dining experience, or whatever it is, like being able to bring something novel to people, right? That elevates my status. That's my problem that we solve. And so we need to understand that even something as a dining experience solves a problem. We need to know what that problem is. And then we need to understand that inside each of these markets, if we take this fine dining market and we kind of expand it and blow it up, what you're going to find is that there's three kinds of people in here. There are going to be diehards or fanatics. There's going to be fine or satisfied. I like to think of like fanatics and fine, and then frustrated. So here's the way to think of it is we have a problem we want solved, and then we're using a given vehicle to get there. Like we're using our current tool, our current, dining experience, like sushi, like Japanese cuisine or whatever, to solve this problem. And some people are happy with, some people are just fanatics, like, I totally love this. And you're like not going to convince those. Forget those people. Some people are going to be, yeah, it's fine. It does the job. I'm not really frustrated. Forget those people. Too much work to get those. What you want is you want to get the people who are really frustrated with the current state of affairs. Those are your people. So they're in the red market. So the thing is that you create this blue ocean, but then you have to fish in the red ocean, right? So these are your people. The frustrated people in the red ocean are the ones that you want to sell to. Those are your people, okay? So that's what we got to do. And that makes it, what's brilliant about this is that it makes it really easy, because these people are already frustrated. They already hate what their current options in that market. So all you need to do is to talk to that pain and say, are you frustrated too that blah, 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 you can't, and you want to impress your boss, or you want to impress your new date or your girlfriend or whatever, but it's all so boring. It's all the same fucking shit. And like, you can't, like, it's all, I wish there was something new. And then you're like, and here there is, like, elevated German cuisine. Who the fuck has done that? Like, and then you tell a story about that, and then we'll get to that. The storytelling is very important, but it makes it very easy to fish here, because the alternative is that now you need to the classic of like problem, agitation, solution. Like, now we need to agitate a problem. It's much easier to find someone who's already very like aware of a problem, and they're already like they're just frustrated, and they're already buyers and users. So they're already like very hot buyers, hot prospects. If you were familiar with the awareness scale of like, hot, warm, and cold, they're already beyond hot, because they're actually buyers of another product. And so it's very easy to convert them over. If you don't do that, you have to do a more education to get people to a point where they are frustrated and they're open to something new. And we just don't need to do that, because there's enough people where we can go fish in the red ocean. And what you could do too is you could take the fine dining thing and you could divide it up, and you can say, are you sick of the same Italian food all the time? Like, try German. Are you sick of the same Japanese food all the time? Try German, right? So you could try splitting it up like that. But this is the point, is we need to understand what problem we're trying to solve, and then we have to find the people who are currently trying to solve it using the old vehicle of the red ocean. And then we have to just find those people who are really frustrated and give them a new option. And that becomes very easy. But our message has to speak to that frustration, that pain. And then it becomes really, really easy to sell to those people. And then once you tap out of that market, then you go to another red ocean that you can tap into, and you find the people who are frustrated there, and then you send them a message that they need to hear. So this is the core of it. This is the core of it. Like, that's how you get attention to what you're doing. And that's how you win people over. And then you can fish there with it. You can do that with ads. You can do that with PR. You can do that with free content. You can do it with, Instagram Reels that you go boost, all of those things. But this is your message. This is your sales message, all right, that you put out there over and over again. And then, let me see here. So that's the core of it. Then we're talking about like, okay, now what? We're driving the traffic to our site. What do we do now? And I just want to double click on, I mentioned the whole thing about like elevating status. You need to understand how this elevates their status, because that status is basically why people do anything. It's why we buy. So we need to think about that. And then we also need to think about like, what is the scenario here that people are finding themselves in, right? They're let me see here. I'm trying to find there we go. All right. Pulling up his website again. I have a sneeze coming now. What are the scenarios? Are they trying to impress a date, a business associate, friends? What is the typical scenario? And you can do some research, or you can do different messages specifically for those different scenarios, right? Like, hey, like, sick of taking people on the taking women on the same damn date that everybody else does. Try this unique thing, right? Tired of, need to impress a business associate with something totally unique. Like, here's the thing, right? You just speak specifically to those scenarios, and you can do that in individual messages, like individual reels that you create, and you just create different versions, and then you boost them, and you can see what people respond to and how they follow you. And a very simple strategy there that I learned from Taki Moore, who is teaching business coaches, is that you record a reel, like less than 90-second video, portrait format. You upload that to Instagram, and then you boost it $5 a day. The target should be profile visits, and then if you pay less than $1 per new follower, that's good. And then you follow up with each of those followers and you can get into conversation with them. So that works for coaching, which is a little bit higher ticket. I don't know. I think it might work for this. And you can hire someone to initiate those conversations, right? So, and then once you have them in the conversation, now you have them, you can bring them onto your website. And that's what we're going to talk about next. So let's look at Simon's website. Let me see if I can get this to work. Here we go. Here's the website. This is what it looks like. So beautiful video that my friend Al actually created for him. It's fantastic. This is exactly what we were served last night. It was beautiful. I don't know. They must have done like a pop-up, like a small event previously so they could shoot the video with some cute ladies and whatnot. But this is what we have. This is the herring. It was great. It was fantastic. What is this button? Upcoming event. Yeah. So it was great. Me the chef. Yeah, I haven't read that story. Anyway, here's the problem, right? This is the date from last night, and this is what they have up, and then it says get ticket, and then it's like they're sold out and join waitlist. So this is obviously a big problem because I see this and I think, oh, I can only do it on this date. Oh, too bad. I can't make that date, right? So that's a big problem. And then more stuff here. So biggest thing here is you need to capture people's email, right? I was talking to Al last night who helped Simon with the website. They're getting 2,000 website visitors per month, but only 40 signups. And it's only through the chat, and then they can say something or whatever, and then they'll capture 40 contacts that way. And that's an abysmal 2%, right? And that's no good. If you click reservations, now you can see all the dates and then you can pick something. But here's the problem, right? I come to this website. I've heard about it. I know he's doing PR. Like maybe there's like, read about it, hear about it. And I'm like, oh, this sounds amazing. I'm just scroll away from this. So annoying with all the video going on. I hear about it and then I'm like, that sounds amazing. Let me do that. I go to the site. I scroll down. I think it's only this one date. Oh shit, I don't know. Maybe I find the button to reservations. I see all the dates, but then I'm like, oh shit, which date is going to be? But you're not going to go alone, right? Oh shit, my local recording has stopped. How do I get more space here? This is terrible. Oh shit. I thought I made this available online only. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Running out of space. Oh shoot. Let's see here. All right. I got to figure that out. So anyway, we're still streaming, so that's fine. All right. So, where was I? Actually, hang on. Let me just fix this thing here. Pause. I'll pause. Can I pause the recording? No, I can't. I don't have any live viewers anyway, so I think we're fine. All of these we can make online only. And then all of these we can make online only. I think I clicked the wrong thing before. I said make it offline. I meant online only. Let's see if this should free up some space. But I think with the local recording already stopped, so too bad. All right, gonna fix this out. Figure this out after to free up some space. Super. So here we are. All right. So people come to the website. They're not going to book on some random date without having talked to all their friends, right? So the chances that they're going to book on the first go are very slim. So let's see here. If they do find this small button up here that says reservations, now they look at all these dates and there's also different menus. I wouldn't even have them think about the menus. Like, let's just get them to book, because each one has a different menu. Like, I feel like it's too many decisions for me to make. Maybe it's not. But then get a ticket. Now it's $195 per seat, but I have to talk to my friends and see if they can make that date, right? I'm not going to book for some random date, and like, what if this is not what they like, and I have to share it with them. So we have to come up with a way to get people's emails first, and just be like basically, instead of giving them all the options to buy right now, say it's every Saturday, here's the calendar, and it's $195 per person, and then say something like, get their name and email to say that they're interested. And now we can give them some options of like how many people were you thinking, what dates, whatever. And then we can get them to buy. But the important thing is that we get their email. We get their email because that allows us to follow up with them. Because otherwise, right now, 98% of the people who visit bounce without buying and without giving us any information. And so then we all know what happens, right? We get distracted. We're like, oh shit, like I'm busy, whatever. Like oh, what was that thing? There's this like German thing. Was his name like Rasmus or Kietse? Was it what? I don't remember his name. Like, and then you forget about it and you don't find it again, right? Or just so we lose those people. And especially if you're already driving traffic, and in Simon's case, he's doing PR, like that's, like you're wasting that money. You need to capture those people. So I wouldn't even give them, it's too many options at first. Every Saturday for the rest of the year, click here to learn more, and then you go to the next step, and then click here to learn more, capture name and email and phone number maybe, and then go to the next step of like, here are the different options. Let me know which one you're interested in, and we can hold the seats for you. I don't know if you want to do that, but we have to think through what is the best flow, the best funnel for booking. I mean, maybe it's fine to just send people to this page after, but we want to get the name and email first. And then we'll have a sequence that says, hey, you're interested in coming to Dine, and then like come back here, and then we can try different kind of messages, like what, and tell them stories of why they should do this. Like, tell them stories of elevated status and the experiences, and tell the story of how this came to be and some of his dishes. Like, one of the dishes I make is this, and here's my story with this dish and my relationship with it. My grandmother used to make it, and all of those things. Right? So now we can tell a bunch of stories in those emails, and so there's more intimacy. And that's another thing, that once you buy, we should put people on another nurture sequence. That since the menu is different for each event, or somewhat different, like that email sequence should be different for each event, and should be timed with the event so that you get those emails. And ideally, every member of the party should get those emails leading up to the event that tells some of the stories of those dishes already ahead of time, and kind of prepares people for what to expect. The storytelling is huge here, right? Why do people do this? Why do people dine? It's not a necessity to survive, right? It's an emotional thing, and a status thing, so we have a story to tell other people, and we want people to go back and now tell the story to their friends. So telling stories in those emails leading up to the event, and then after the event as well, like, hey, how was it? If you're sharing on Instagram, make sure to tag us, and tell your friends, and who are some friends that you could talk to about it, right? And So now let's talk about the in-house actual experience of dining there. There's a printed menu. I didn't grab mine, but I should have. There's a printed menu, and the backs and big thing that was missing was the Instagram handle. He needs to put his Instagram handle and tell everybody to tag him in his images. And then he can reshare those stories to his feed, but also just everybody who shares that to their feeds, other people get notified about it, right? Other people see linking back to his thing so they can go back and find it and then book for themselves. Super important, right? Instagram drives the dining experience. So that needs to be there. He needs to actively encourage people to post and tag him. Very important. Also, hey babe. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Nice. I like that. Some kind of juice. I think it's apple and ginger. It's delicious. Nice. Yeah. Actively encourage people to post in there, post on Instagram, and then tell the story live there as well. Make sure, one mistake that I saw in Meg was that he would not turn off the music when he was talking. So he came and introduced, but the music was still playing in the background. So he needs to come and talk before the meal and tell the story a little bit. Not long, but ideally, I think tell the story of each dish, just like his connection with it, his relationship with it, how he wanted to make it better, how he took this other experience he had and mixed it with his childhood experience and turned it into this thing, right? So lots of storytelling here at the event. And then on the back side of the menu, you want to write the story also. You want to make the menu something that people take home with them. That like it has the menu, but then it has the story on the back. And you want to make that story really compelling. So use the hero's journey framework to tell that story, right? Of your trials and tribulations and how you came out on the other side and you found this thing. It doesn't have to be long, but it has to use this framework. So now this becomes a thing that people can take home and they can share it with others. And then always be encouraging people to think of a couple friends, like put that on the back there. You know, like if you can think of a couple people that you think would enjoy this, here's a coupon code that you can send to them. Here's a gift, or like, you know, send them to me and I will send a gift to them on your behalf. Maybe there's some little gift that you can send, or they can give their friends that make them a hero to their friends, but now their friends hear about your restaurant, your dining experience, right? Yeah. So those are some of the crucial things. Another thing I was thinking is just have a gift card option. That could be something where you can kind of give a gift card for a non-specific date. I don't know. It might be too tricky to manage, but just I'm worried that at the moment where you want to do this, that there are too many decisions. Is this menu going to work for people? You have to talk to about dietary restrictions, right? Are we accommodating people's dietary restrictions? You need to say that up front, because otherwise I'm spending time looking at the menu and seeing if it's compatible, and now I gotta look at all of the different menus and be like, oh, would this be? Is there gluten? What is VT? Vegetarian. And then V is vegan. And like, all right, could I do this? Could I do that? Like, whatever, right? So that becomes complicated. So make sure you say up front that you can accommodate people's dietary restrictions. Maybe you say up front on this menu can be made like gluten-free, dairy-free, like whatever it is up front, because you want to think through what are all those obstacles, all those what do you call it in sales? Sorry, I'm blanking. Objections. I think we call them objections that people might have, and you want to have an answer to them up front. Like, I don't know which date my friends can do. I don't know how many we're going to be. I don't know if like they're all says dietary restrictions, right? Can we cancel? What if someone gets sick? Like, what if, like, you need to answer all of those things up front. Another thing that, like, you can take all of the stuff that Hormozi teaches about offers and put into this. Like, what else could you do? Maybe we get a bonus in the form of a little gift back that we can take home. Maybe there's a guarantee or risk reversal that says if you didn't absolutely love the food, like we'll give you all your money back, right? You can do things like that. But then, yeah, I just wanted to double click on the storytelling piece, because that's what you want. This is an experience. You want to tell a story with the whole event from start to finish. And you want to give people a story that they can retell their friends, because that's how you build momentum. And the point is, if you do this right, nobody does this. Like, very few people do this. But if you do that, you stand out. And now Simon has the chance to become a multi-million-dollar celebrity chef that has completely pioneered his own blue ocean of fine German dining in America. Not just in New York, but in all of America. He has his own TV show. He's on like in all the media, all that stuff. This is the potential here if you do that right. And you can completely reinvent and invigorate the dining experience too when you take these tried and true marketing principles and you apply them to your pop-up restaurant. Like, it's so rare that people do that, and then it's just going to explode. So let me see. I just had another thought, because I'm wondering if like you can do some of the Tate model here. Like, I think that could apply. This is a little bit different, but so the Tate model, Andrew Tate model, is basically that he sells a membership where he teaches people to become affiliates for his membership. And one of the ways they do that is by posting his content. And that was what's brilliant with him, was that he got everybody else to take his long form content and then chop it up and post it on their socials. So I'm just speculating here if there's a way to do long form, if there's a way to get your patrons, your diners, to do more promotion for you, maybe in exchange for discount or something. I think there could be totally a room here for a membership going forward. If you look at Gary Vee with Fly Fish Club, let me try to find it here. Fly Fish Club. This is his NFT restaurant. I actually am a member. I have a Fly Fish Club NFT, and he got people to buy 1,151 tokens, 948, like 1,151 tokens or what? I don't know. A shit ton of tokens. Pay him money up front to get access to this restaurant, and now you have to have the NFT to be a member, right? And so I think there's definitely a play here where you can do a membership, and that's the only way you get there. But then with the NFTs, you can resell them. I think that's brilliant as well. I think it's probably overkill for where Simon's at right now, but it's something to think of in the future, that you can do something like that. And then maybe there's the Tate model too. Anyway, I just started thinking down that path. All right. So this is what I got, guys. This is how, if I were Simon, or if I was advising Simon, which I am, how I would approach a pop-up restaurant. And I hope there's a lot of things here that you could learn for your business, whatever it is. This is incredibly powerful stuff. Again, go check out Steve Larsen, and all of his stuff is absolutely amazing. So much good content. And Russell Brunson and his books are great too, but I find that Steve Larsen is just insane, incredible. And I think I mentioned some other people as well, but this is what I got, people. Yes. All right. Much love. And go market some shit, and go on your second hero's journey if you haven't already. It's absolutely incredible. Life is so much better, but we just end up refusing that damn call over and over again. So go do it now. All right. Much love. Bye.